now at Matignon, so stay with us. We're just going to turn in the meantime as we await that transition to speak to France 24's reporter Claire Paccalin, who is standing by for us at Matignon. Then, Claire, so what are we expecting to see then in the moments ahead as we await that official handoff between Michel Barnier and Francois Bayrou?
So Francois Bayrou, who walked up through the courtyard of Matignon, the Prime Minister's office, just moments ago, he was met by Michel Barnier on the steps of the red carpet beneath their feet. They walked in to Matignon, into the Prime Minister's office, and they're having a one-on-one talk. We don't know if that talk will last 10 minutes or 1 hour, but what we are waiting for, and as you can see, there are plenty of people around me, is a mix of journalists as well as members of the team, of Michel Barnier's team, who will now be Francois Bayrou's team. So the people who actually, the civil servants who actually work at Matignon, they're here as well, waiting for the two men to come back out of the offices and make a statement each. The way it normally works is that we have a statement first from the outgoing Prime Minister, so Michel Barnier, and then a statement, we understand, from Francois Bayrou. That's how it normally works. So the one who has the last word is Francois Bayrou, who is now, of course, going to become France's next Prime Minister.
Claire, why did Emmanuel Macron choose Francois Bayrou amongst all of the other possibilities that he could have chosen to be the next Prime Minister?
Well, certainly Emmanuel Macron hopes that Francois Bayrou will succeed where Michel Barnier failed. Emmanuel Macron and the Élysée Palace have been very clear in saying that they want to name a Prime Minister who would survive any potential possible future no-confidence votes. The President sees his role as President and therefore the one to ensure the stability of the state's institutions. So he doesn't want to name a Prime Minister who will get kicked out in a vote of no confidence in the next few months, as what happened to Michel Barnier. What we do understand, though, and this is interesting, is that the meeting that Bayrou and Macron had this morning at the Élysée Palace, they spoke for nearly 2 hours together. And we have had confirmation now from the Élysée that meeting was difficult. So while Francois Bayrou has been an ally of Macron for several years now, the pair do not see eye to eye on everything.
Claire Paccalin, thank you very much. We're going to turn back now to France 24's politics editor, Marc Perelman. Marc, you and Claire were both talking about how with this choice, Emmanuel Macron wants to avoid a similar political crisis that we saw play out after Gabriel Attal now. But France, not unlike the United States, is in an extremely partisan moment in its political life. Do you think it's likely that Francois Bayrou will be able to get the support that he needs from parties like the Socialists or from parties like the far-right National Rally? Who is going to have to compromise on their main programs in order to make his government survive?
Both, according probably to the vision of Francois Bayrou. He's a centrist leader. He's always said throughout his long career, he's a seasoned politician, that he believes that France was sick because it was led either by the Conservative Party and the Socialist Party. So now both mainstream parties are very, very weak. I mean, they have only a handful of MPs, and they're much weaker than other parties. However, his centrist party has not really benefited. He's part of the Macron bloc, but he has only 30 or so MPs. But the fact that you now really have a scattered political scene should play to his advantage as someone who has built compromise as a virtue, not as a weakness. The problem is, can he please one side without angering the other side? France is not used to coalition building. Now we find ourselves in a kind of parliamentary situation, whereas normally it's a presidential situation in France. This new scenario means that there should be some compromises. The problem has been and continues to be that Emmanuel Macron, the president, thinks he is the one who should build those compromises. And he's not allowed really the prime minister to do so. It was the case when he only had a relative majority after his re-election after 2022, with Elisabeth Borne, with Gabriel Attal, after he called that snap election, which ended up with a disaster for him. Let's just use the right words instead of mincing them. He found himself with Michel Barnier, a conservative prime minister, but none of them were real heavyweights. That's the difference. Francois Bayrou is a party leader. He's a heavyweight. So Emmanuel Macron hopes that he can really make things happen that Michel Barnier was not able to. But obviously, the proof will be in the pudding.
It is certainly sounding like it's a rough road ahead in any case for Francois Bayrou. Marc Perelman, thank you very much.